In this video, I'm going to be doing the ultimate beginner's guide to ERLC, or Emergency Response Liberty County, and I'm going to be going through every single thing and talking about everything you need to know to get you started in the game. It will also be timestamped, so if you're looking for a specific thing, just skip ahead and you can go to it so you don't have to watch through and try and find it. But yeah, this is obviously for newer players, so if you are a new player or you just want some help, watch this video and I will try and explain literally every single thing that I possibly can. Obviously, if you do enjoy, please make sure you like and subscribe. This video will be a long one and it will take a long time to record and edit as well, so please do make sure you drop a like and also subscribe if you want to see more. But yeah, let's get started. So once you first join into the game, you'll be put here. This is civilian spawn. Now I'm doing this for 2022. This is 2022 beginner's guide. The map might change after now. There might be different changes to different things, but this will basically remain pretty similar or the same for a long time, so this should be fine. However, we're going to talk about the map first. So this is the main map here. We have civilian spawn. I'm going to go to some of the different big buildings that you will need to know about, but in the bottom left you have a mini map, so you can either click this or press M to open it, and this will bring up the whole map of ERLC. Now you can see this little arrow here, that is you, and then obviously if you walk around or you turn your avatar, that moves with you, and then wherever you walk your arrow will go with you as well. And if you can see everything here, and if you want to know a specific place, then you can come to the toggles. So we have street names here. If you're doing roleplay, that's for more, strict roleplay when you know the game a bit better. But you can see every road has a name. If we go to landmarks as well, you can see some of the main landmarks here. You can see the fountain, hospital, fire department, the jail, the police department, sheriff's office, all stuff like that. And if we go to buildings, obviously this one is not very useful to new players, but you can kind of see this is the sheriff's office. We have the barn, the jail, the police station, DOT, fire station, etc. Then if we go to ATM, so I'll talk more about these later, but these you can actually rob. So we have 3 over here, 1 over here, then 2 over here, and then 1, 2, 3, 5 over here. There's a lot more than there used to be. There used to only be 7, but as you can see there's now I think 11. So there's a lot more ATMs you can rob though, so I'll talk about them as well. Then we have jobs here. You can see all the different civilian jobs. Again, I'll talk about that in a moment. Then we have postal codes, so you can see every kind of area has a postal code, so people can know where you are, especially if you're doing roleplay. And then obviously we have building numbers as well, so these are a bit more advanced. You won't really need building numbers, to be honest, unless you're doing like a really specific roleplay on like a house raid or something. But usually postal codes will do fine if you're doing roleplay. But what I would recommend having on is probably landmarks. That's probably the one I recommend most. Now if you close this map, you can also see it does keep your toggles on your minimap as well, so you can see it keeps the landmarks on my minimap, and if I get rid of this and for example put postal codes on there, then you can see it does keep the postal codes on your minimap, so you don't have to open the map every time. So yeah, that is the main map. This is how you figure out where you want to go, and you can set waypoints as well. So say if you wanted to go over here, you could just right click the point and you can see it'll set a waypoint, and you can see it doesn't give you directions, but obviously you just drive in that direction, so down that road, left, etc., wherever you want to go. But now I'm going to talk about some of the main buildings of the map. So you can spawn a vehicle by going up to one of these grey things. Now it has to be at civilian spawn or on the specific job. For example, you can't spawn a civilian car at the one that looks like this at the sheriff's office, if that makes sense. So you have to spawn your car at civilian spawn or at a house, which I'll talk about later. Then here you have all the cars. So at the top you can filter by type. I honestly don't think anyone uses this. You just scroll down. As you can see, you've got exotics, industrial, classic, etc., all that kind of stuff. So if we just go to exotic, I'll spawn in the Bugatti because why not. Then we'll start driving around the map and we'll go to all of the different places. So the first place we're going to go to is the gas station. So just start civilian spawn here. If you turn left, then you have the gas station here. You do also have the bank here, which we'll talk about as well. But the gas station, this is where obviously you fill up your car with gas. It does run out when you respawn it. It doesn't get full again, so you do have to pay for it. Obviously if you just run up here, your car has to be parked close to it. Then you can click and hold this to fill it up, then press purchase, if you want to purchase it, or if you don't, just press cancel. And if you have the instant refuel game pass, then obviously you can buy it. It's $69, that's just great. But if you have the instant refuel game pass, you don't have to click and hold this and wait for it. You can just click it and there you go, your car is full. And obviously it does cost money as well, and there is a little interior to the gas station. But I'm not going to go in there because there's nothing really in there. There is a job in there as well, which again I'll talk about. But there are 3 gas stations in the map, so let me figure out where they are. So we have one here. This is one of the gas stations in the little town area. We have another here. This is one near the farms area, and then obviously we have this one in the main city. So there's 3 gas stations, they all look pretty similar. They do have different prices there, as you can see. This is $6.18, it's in the main city, whereas the one kind of in the farms area is a little bit cheaper, and obviously it randomizes. It's not always going to be $6.18, but obviously it does randomize, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, they're the gas stations. So the thing we're going to go to next is conveniently right next to us. So this is the bank. You can rob this, but you have to be in a Mafia. So if you want to know how to do Mafias, I'll go over it in a moment when I go over the menu. But yeah, this is the bank, so you can go in and you can rob it as well. You have to be in a Mafia though, as I've said. You can also work on here as well, so a civilian job, you can just come behind here and serve. Civilian jobs are all roleplay based, and there's not actually really anything you can do. But as you can see, there's an ATM here that you can rob. So I'll quickly go over the ATM. So you have to have an RFID disruptor from the tool store. I don't have one, but if you just come up to it, press E, there'll be a little green thing down here. You click that and it will open a bank robbery thing, and then you just have to click where the thing is. You can also buy money here if you wanted to, but you can also buy that from the menu, as I'll talk about in a moment. You can select the difficulty of the ATM as well. So if you're new, I would recommend doing easy. If you've been playing for a little bit, medium, and obviously if you're an experienced player, do hard. The higher difficulty you do, so if you do hard, you'll get a lot more money than you will if you do easy. But if you're starting out, then you don't really need too much money, so easy should be fine. And they are quite difficult, so I would recommend doing easy, especially if it's your first time. Through here, obviously, we have some little offices. You can walk here, and this is how you get onto the bank job. And obviously you have staff only through here, and then you can see that little door there. That is where you get down to the bank if you want to actually rob it. If you want to know how to do the robberies, I've done separate videos on it. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, this is the bank. So the next place we're going to go to is the mod shop just down here. So you might actually see that my car is smoking. That's because it's damaged. And you can see I spawned in. I haven't really crashed too much since I spawned in, because damage does save. If you crash too much, then your car will set on fire. I'll quickly go over these little things in the bottom left here. So right in the bottom left, we have this green little plus thing. That is your health. So obviously if you get injured, that will go down if you're shot or on fire or something. This is your stamina, so obviously if I jump, then you can see it starts to go down, and also if I run, then you can see it does start to slowly go down as well. So that's your stamina. And then if I get back in my car quickly, so when you get in your car, you can see these slightly change. So now at the top we have our car damage, so you can see my car damage is quite low, which is why it's smoking. And then obviously the bottom one is your player health, because you can get injured in cars. If your car sets on fire and you're still in it, you will get injured and you will die if you're in it for too long. But yeah, this is your car health. Now that's all there is for that little bottom corner. But if we drive into the mod shop, if we drive into any one of these little garages, I think there's 5 of them, yeah. If you drive in, just park up here, and as you can see, it will teleport you in here. Now it brings you to this garage, which looks really, really nice. Now if you're wanted, you can only repair your car and it will kick you out. But as you can see, I just repaired my car. Now that little line I was talking about will now be fully back to the top, and my car won't be smoking anymore. And now you can see we've opened up all these other options to colour our car. So we have all these different colour options. There are loads and loads. There is a black down here as well that you just can't really see. This Bugatti, you can't change the full colour because it has this black thing, but most cars don't have that, so you can change the colour. And obviously I have a rim colour as well. You can put it in nice gold if you want, or you can have like a normal kind of grey colour. I think black just looks the best, like, yeah, obviously. Then we have license plate. You can put a custom license plate. Has to be 3 letters, then 3 numbers, I think. You can put whatever you want here, but it does have to be, you know, reasonable for Roblox. You can see it may contain letters, numbers, and 1 hyphen. It will need to be checked for censoring before purchase, so obviously you can't put anything inappropriate on there. Then we have plate design as well. So a lot of the time when ERLC do like Christmas events, like a Christmas live show or an Easter egg hunt, one of the rewards they will give you like a license plate. So as you can see, if we scroll down, I have quite a few because I've been playing it. So I have the Christmas 2021 license plate, I have the Halloween 2021 license plate, I have the Liberty County Champions one, that was when they took part in the Roblox event. I have a Liberty County Christmas 2020, then the Easter 2020 as well, and they're the only limited ones I do have. But you can see 2020, they are quite old, and they do normally release ones every single year. So if you want a nice license plate, then make sure you're on for the live events and complete the challenges. There are a few that I've missed out on, but that's just because I don't really want a license plate. I've got some of the OG ones already, so I don't really need any more. But that is all for the garage. So if we exit here, obviously you can see there's a little bit of a glitch there, and then there is a little bit of an interior to this as well, but not really too much. You can see it's just some little offices. No one really goes inside this place because you don't need to. Over there we do have the fire station, but I'm not going to go there now because I will do a more in-depth talk about the entire fire station thing. But the next place we're going to head to is the jewellery store. So the jewellery store is just left down here. Obviously here you have the taxi place as well. I'm not going to go in because it's not relevant. We have 3 guys as well. Here we have the jewellery store and the hospital. So we'll do the jewellery store first. So over here is the jewellery store. So you need a drill, which you can buy from the tool store if you want to rob it, or you can just work here. And then if you come up, press E, here you can see the easy, normal and hard, as I said, for the ATMs. You do get a lot more for the ATMs. You don't only get 3,000 if you do the hard ATM. If you do the hard ATM, you get about 8,000, I think. So definitely recommended to choose that higher level, obviously if you're more experienced. For now, I'll just do easy so I can show you how it works. So it says click and hold the drill, keep the bar in the green section to prevent the drill from overheating. Obviously I'm not going to spend too long on this. You can see it's 20 seconds that you have to do it. So all you have to do is just click. I'm assuming you can hear my click because my microphone is very sensitive. But as you can see, you just have to keep this black line into the green thing, and if you go into the red part then you fail, and obviously the green thing is really small if you do a harder level. You see that was very easy. I'm sure everyone can do that easily. The hard one though, it does get very small and it's quite difficult to do. But that is a jewellery store. There's not really anything else you can do there. And you see I'm now wanted. If you press this little arrow where you wanted, you can see how long you wanted for. Then when that goes away, obviously you're no longer wanted. We have another ATM over there. As I've said, you can go to your map and view all the ATMs if you want to that way. But then just down here is the hospital. So the hospital is quite a big building, probably one of the biggest in the map to be fair. There is a doctor, nurse and a paramedic job. So the doctor and nurse job is a civilian job, and the paramedic is part of the fire and rescue. As you can see, this is the main entrance area. Then if you go into the emergency room, through here you have a little reception. This is where you can join onto the job. You have some beds there. Through here you've just got some like a little waiting room there for the thing. Then you have the admin office in here as well, and then through here this is where the ambulances park up just outside. Then through here you've just got some rooms. They're all slightly different. These are just little rooms where you can wait in and just have normal patients in. I guess there's grass in this one. These are the uniforms you can switch over. So you've got nurse, and then obviously you've got the doctor, so for if you're doing the role play on it. Then you have the front desk out here. This is how you get out to that, and then just around here, this is back down that corridor we were just at. If you come through here, there are some stairs here. You can also get to this through the entrance if you just go right up the stairs. As you can see, we have the surgery room. So there's 3 different surgery rooms. Then we have patient rooms. There's 4 different patient rooms, and down here there's 3 doctors' offices. And then there's a little clinical check-in thing that you can just go to if you want. So yeah, the hospital is really cool. It's quite big. It's very nice on the outside. I do like it. It's not too detailed inside, but that's just ERLC's main building design. So yeah, that's the hospital, that's the jewellery store. As I said, that's 3 guys in the taxi place. You do have the parking garage down there as well, but I'm not going to go to that because it's only a parking garage. And if we come here, this is where the sheriff's office used to be. It is no longer there, but if you turn right, you can see you have the tool store. So the tool store is one of the main parts of the game. Obviously, if you want to be a criminal, you can't do anything if you don't have tools from the tool store. So if we head into the tool store, as you can see, there's nothing you can do. You can't buy any of these or anything like that, but you can come up to this little computer, press E to shop tools, and you can see all of the different things. So we have baseball bat, hammer and a knife. They're kind of melee weapons. To do the robberies, we have the RFID disruptor, which I talked about, to rob the ATMs. We have the lockpick to rob houses, which I'll go to. Then we have the drill, obviously, to rob the ATM as well. You do get 4 uses on the drill as well, so every time you rob the jewellery store, it will take 1 use. Even if you fail, it will only take 1 use, and if you succeed, it will take 1 use as well. And obviously, when you've used it 4 times, you have to come and rebuy it. Then we have a flashlight, and then we have a scanner. So the scanner is quite a unique one. As you can see here, it allows you to read the police radio and view the locations of nearby cops. Once activated, the scanner will last for several minutes. 1 time use only, then you may purchase another. So there is a permanent scanner game pass. If you have the permanent scanner game pass, you'll have it permanently, and you never need to buy it again. If you don't, you can still use it, but you just have to come and pay for it. And then obviously once it runs out, you have to come and buy it again. Whereas if you have the permanent scanner game pass, if it runs out, then you can just, use it again and you don't have to pay for it. But this is the tool store. That's where you can buy all the things that you may need to buy. As you can see, we do have the little sign for the hospital down there, so that's how you can kind of get to the hospital. But the next place we are going to go to is the housing area. So the housing area is just down here, and if you take a left, this is the main housing suburbs. There are a lot of other housing areas around, but you can buy houses here. So this house here is a premium house game pass, and it has a garage, and you can use the garage, which I'll talk about in a minute. But this house here, this is not a premium game pass house, but to use the garage, I believe you have to have the premium game pass. So you can use the house if you don't have the game pass, but you can't use the garage unless you have the game pass. And obviously this one you can't even buy it if you don't have the game pass. And then obviously this one everyone can buy. This is just a normal house, but I'll buy the big house because why not? There are a few other like lodge type homes as well. You can see they're all different prices as well. If we just buy this one and then we go inside, there is like a little interior to it. It's quite nice, to be fair. I'm not going to go through the house because that's just a bit of a waste of time. If you come out to the garage here, as you can see, you can press E to spawn a car, and this is where you can spawn every car that you own. So only cars you own you can spawn here. If you want to buy a car, you have to go back to civilian spawn and buy it. But I own every car, so I can spawn in every car. But if you don't own every car, you can only spawn in the ones that you actually do own. So again, I'll just spawn back in my Bugatti, which was already outside. You can see it just spawns on your driveway. Up here as well in the top right, we have this little house icon, so you can kick players out, you can lock or unlock your house. Obviously you can show the location as well, so if you press that, you can see it will put the little house icon at the top, but it keeps disappearing because I'm already at my house. Then you can sell your house, and you can also change the colour of your house. So if you wanted a yellow house for whatever reason, that is disgusting. If you wanted one, you can have it. If you wanted a nice white house, I think that looks quite nice. Or if you wanted like maybe perhaps a light blue house, I guess that looks alright. But I mean, whatever you want, you can do. Nice tan colour as well. There's loads of different colours you can do for the house. You can say who it's owned by and the house number as well, or the whatever it's called, the plot number or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they're the houses. And obviously you can sell your house up here, and you don't get a full refund. You can sell a different house once you are done with you buy a different house. You will only get a refund for your house if you sell it within 20 minutes of buying it. Your refund amount will depend on the amount of time you've owned your house. So as you can see, I owned it for less than a minute, and I already get less than half of what I bought it for. So I don't recommend buying a house just to sell it, but if you wanted to get a different house, then obviously you can sell it. So we do have a few more places to go to. The jail is the last one to go to, and then obviously we'll show on to the different teams, and I'll show you some more. So if we turn left here, as you can see, this is the jail. So you can't really do much here aside from actually roleplay. There is a nice interior to it though. Obviously this is the main entrance that you walk into. It's very, very nice through here. Then obviously, yeah, I can't go in there, but there is a nice jail. There's a locker room here as well, obviously. Through there's just like some jail cells, some holding cells, and a little guard room for the outside, for the little yard in the back, which you can just about see just there. As you can see, there's the guard room, just hangs over there, and you can also see inside from the guard room. Very, very cool. It's a nice new modern design as well. I really like that. But that is all for the map, or the most parts of the map. If you want to see more, obviously, just have a look at your map and go explore them for yourself. But the next part I'm going to go over is the menu. So we're going to be focusing on the top right for now. So as you can see, we have these three icons here, and then the menu. So we'll start off with this icon. This is your settings icon. So you can change some settings here. So you can change how long you can hear the sirens and the horn for. So this is in stud. So it has to be greater than 10 and less than 1,000. The normal is 670. And that's probably like from here to perhaps that building over there that you'll be able to hear the sirens from. That's not exact, but around that same kind of distance, probably a little bit further. Then we have auto car flip, obviously. Then we have overhead combat indicator, so this will show if a player has a gun, so if you can actually shoot them or not. Then we have interaction hints, that will kind of be like the thing that when you go up to it, it will say like E to open or E to access or whatever. Then we have street light shadows, obviously you can disable them or whatever. Car headlight shadows, car theme, chat theme, so you can change if you want light or dark. Then we have bloom, so if we turn up the bloom, you'll kind of see that it kind of changes like the reflection of your vehicle. It's a lot better at night, to be honest, when all the lights are on. Oh no, not that one, but obviously I recommend having it on low if you're just doing normal like ERLC. I guess you could have default, but I have low. Then we have car engine sound distance, similar to sirens. Then we have glass shattering FX, so that's kind of like when you shoot the glass, how it shatters. Then we have roleplay name, background music as well, so when you're in like a pursuit or something, background music will come on. Then we have your API ID and stuff. This is for Sonora and CAD, please blur this. But there you go. And then obviously you have more info here if you want to see some more information about CAD and whatever. Then we have this middle icon here, so this is animation. So we have hands up, lay down, sit down, and kneel. And then obviously on different teams we have different animations. Like on the police team you can put your hands on your belt and stuff, whereas on civilian, obviously if you're a criminal, you can put your hands up and kneel down and whatever. Then this little hat icon here, this is Mafia, so this is how you can rob the bank and stuff. So you put in a Mafia name, like if we just put test for example and create it, you can see it will show you how much cash you've earned if you rob the bank. Obviously that will go up. Then you can also kind of choose your Mafia color as well if you want. Let's just go with that. And you can invite players to your Mafia. So if you want to invite players, you come over here to players, and obviously there's no one else in my server, but that is how you invite them. And yeah, you need like 3 people I think in a Mafia to actually rob the bank. So if you want to rob the bank, you do need to be in a Mafia, but every other robbery you don't have to be in a Mafia for. And obviously you've got more info here, you can read this if you want, and then obviously you can delete your Mafia as well, which I'm going to do because I don't need it. Then we have your money up here, so this is where you can see your money. Then we have the menu. So this is the menu. You have loads of different tabs up here and different jobs. So obviously this is where you change team. You have civilian, sheriff, firefighter, police, DOT, and then down here you have roleplay jobs. So these are postal worker, hospital worker, farmer, gas station news worker, taxi and limo worker, fast food restaurant, and then bank worker. Obviously, as I said, you can set your waypoints to these. And then we also have the garbage collector one as well if you wanted to join that. And you do need to scroll down to see the garbage collector one, because otherwise, you know, if you didn't scroll down then you wouldn't see it. And obviously if you set your waypoint to these, then if I just look on my map, you can see it will point me over there, and then obviously you can see it will point here as well, which is the news job, the news whatever job you want to call it. So yeah, that's the roleplay jobs and the change team. If you go to players, you can see all the players. There's not really much you can do here. You can see how much XP they have, and if they're a paid access supporter and their username and badges and job points, whatever. Then you have cash. This is where you can buy cash. You can also do that at an ATM. Then I'm going to skip tutorial servers for now and go on to tutorials. So here you can just see some basic tutorials for whatever else you want to know for CAD or cores or ranks or wanted system. If I open team ranks, for example, you can see how much XP you need for example, commander or chief deputy, and what guns or, you know, vehicles they unlock, because each rank unlocks different stuff. But then if we go to servers, so this is where things get a little bit interesting. So you have matchmaking servers. So these are servers you can see requires 500 XP and at least 1 hour playtime. You can see tier 2 is 3000 XP and 3 hours playtime, and tier 3 is 10,000 XP and 8 hours playtime. And then obviously you have voice chat only servers as well, which obviously you can join if you have voice chat enabled. But tier 3 servers, you can see tier 3 servers require 10,000 XP in 8 hours, which is the more professional players. You'll get a bit better roleplay in there. Then tier 2 obviously 3,000, not too much roleplay. And then tier 1 500 XP, so a lot more roleplay. But again, then we have the public created servers. So if we go to listed servers, you can see there are loads and loads of servers on here, and these only show servers that actually have someone in, and there are a lot of servers that have 0 people in right now. For example, I have about 4 servers that have 0 people in right now. So yeah, you can expect loads of people have servers. You can join any server you want. You can see the description here, you can see the server owner, how many players, restrictions. You can also see their roleplay packs, and all that kind of stuff. You can also see how many players they have, and you can join as well. But yeah, there's loads of different ones. They all have different Discord communities and stuff. And then if we go to favorites, you can favorite a private server. I haven't got any favorited. Then we can go join by code. So if you want to join a private server, you can join by code. For example, my private server code is just Amaze, and in my second server is AmazePlays, and then obviously you just put not AmazePlays 2, and then if you just press join, then it will join you. Then obviously my own servers here, so I have my 2 main live servers, then I have my recording server, and then I have my private server, which I'm in right now, which no one else should join. That's just where I record videos. Then if we create server, this is where you can create a server, so enter your server name, and then you can also buy different packs as well. So for example, in this one, upgrade packs, we have custom livery. This allows you to upload your own custom liveries. That's very, very cool, so you can create like different liveries for different things. Then we have premium settings. This gives you more optimization. Then roleplay pack, again, just gives you more optimization as well, and allows you to spawn major AI server callouts, which is pretty cool. Then we have pro server as well, which you can obviously view if you want. I would probably recommend roleplay pack if you're starting up a private server, although I would recommend all of them, and some nice custom liveries, but obviously that choice is yours. But that is all for the servers, and that is all for the menu as well. So now what we're going to do is head on to the teams. So the first team we are going to join is the police team. So once you join, just enter the 3 or 4 digit call sign. My call sign is 127. You can put in whatever you want. You can make it up if you want. Obviously it has to be 3 or 4 numbers though. Then you spawn in here. So this is the police station, as I was talking about earlier. If I quickly just run out, you can see this is the police station here. You can see around the front just there. You can't really see, but that is the front of the police station. Obviously it has a nice interior just over here like that. But what you can do is head over here to change loadout. You've got SWAT uniform, detective uniform, uniform with jackets, and standard uniform. Then you have gear as well, so you have riot shield, baton, cones, loads of different stuff here you can get. And then obviously all of your SWAT gear down here as well. And over here you have guns, so you can get loads of different guns here, and then obviously you can refill the ammo of your guns if you have a gun. Then out here you have the car spawn lot, so if you come out here, I'm not sure why I have a waypoint marked over there, but if you come out here, obviously you walk up to this, you can press E to spawn vehicle. This is what I was saying earlier, you cannot spawn civilian vehicles here, you can only spawn police vehicles here, not even sheriff vehicles, only police vehicles at this spawner and nowhere else. So if we open this, obviously you can see there are loads and loads of different police cars here. You can spawn whichever one you want. Some of them are locked, some of them you have to pay for with in-game cash, but obviously you do get this one free, and I think you can buy a few others straight away if you really want. But obviously if you press edit packages here, then it will take you into a customization, a little garage here. So if you press team accessories, you can change the light bar. I do believe you need a customization game pass for this. You've got loads of different light bars here. You've got that light bar if you really wanted, or you've got visor lights, which is pretty cool. And obviously you've got your rear window lights if you want them, and then you've got side runners on the bottom as well if you want them, and then side window lights obviously. And you have wheel covers, so if you want to be more undercover, you've got wheel covers on it. You have push bar, which you can put on and off, and you can also put a wraparound RAM bar on there if you really want. Then you have ALPR or ANPR, whichever you want to call it. Then you have a spotlight on the side as well. So ALPR does actually work. You can actually like scan cars and the speed and whatever, and the spotlight does also work. You can move it and turn it on and everything. Texture, you have undercover, ghost and standard, and obviously if you have the livery pack on a private server, then they can make their own custom liveries, which is really cool. And you have antennas as well, so if you want like a 5G antenna, then you can choose where you want that. Maybe you want it in the front left or something. You have short antennas, long range antennas, low profile antennas. For example, if we wanted this, you can see it is a massive antenna just stuck on the police vehicle. And obviously we have supervisor textures as well, or supervisor sticker. Maybe more stickers like that will come. But yeah, that is the main police vehicle customization thing. Again, you have industrial, SUV, buyable, rank locked cars and trucks. So obviously we have the SWAT truck, then we have this off-roading Chevrolet truck, then we have this Ford truck as well, which is really, really cool. Now up here we have the radios, so if you press Y, down here you can see you have quick radios, so you can request backup, give location, say your en route, available or on scene. So for example, if I just put available, then you can see in the radio it says I'm available for calls 10-8. Now you can talk normally, like if I just put hello for example, you can talk normally, it doesn't go in radio, but if you press T as it says up here, then you can see that goes red, you have this little animation, then if you say hello, then you're talking on radio, and obviously you can see it doesn't go in game. So if I press T again and say hey instead of hello, you can see it says hey in radio but not above my head. And then obviously it turns off, so if I say hey again, then it will obviously show in chat. Then you have different radios you can access as well. So for example, if you need to request fire department, then you can just put request backup, I need backup, or you can press T and actually like talk the fire department if you need the backup, or DOT, which I'll join on to in a minute as well. And then obviously if you're in a pursuit, you can keep requesting backup and it says your location automatically. And then obviously if you give your location, it will give you location. And then obviously when you get a call, it will come in through here. You can also view more calls on your MDT. If you just press a login here, you can view active calls, search records, so there'll be different cars here and different users. You can view the most wanted, so any wanted people will show up here. Show the call map, so you can see where any calls are. And then obviously you request air support. So air support is really cool. So you can choose to put it on a normal patrol, or you can choose to locate a specific player. If I just put it on normal patrol, there's no one wanted, so I can't actually do that actually. But yeah, this is your MDT, and it's very, very cool. And quite easy to use as well. You can also use CAD, but I'm not going to explain that in this video. That's for more advanced players and for more advanced servers. But yeah, that is the police team. Not really much else you can do on here. Obviously any calls you'll get, any robberies, if someone robs a jewellery store for example, it will say jewellery store robbery by whoever, and then obviously you can go there in like a nice red text. Then we have Firefighter, so let's head on to the Firefighter team. So again, when you put 3 or 4 numbers on there, I'm going to speed through this one because I've got a bit of a headache from talking for so long. As you can see in here, if we just quickly go up, change loadout, I've got station uniforms, all these different uniforms, and gear as well. You can be LAS, and there are some actual AI calls, not LAS. You can actually be EMS, so you've got the monitor and stuff to get their vitals. Then you have backboards and spreaders and ladders, hose, etc. All the normal stuff that you will need. So you can get that if you want. Then over here, obviously, you have the fire vehicle. You also have like loads of different stuff in this fire station. You've got the gym. You've got mill buildings over there and rooms, which I'm not going to go into because I don't need to. And here you obviously have vehicles. Again, you've got the buyable ones, all these different options. There are loads of different vehicles. So you have like paramedic SUVs, or you have your SUVs, you have your ladder trucks. You have, you know, your heavy rescue, you've got your tankers, you've got your squad Falcon Advanced, which is like a nice little brush truck. Then you've got obviously your main ambulances and stuff, which is really cool, and then your normal fire engines, which you start off with normally. You can edit packages on here, but you can't actually do anything with them. And on a private server, you can change the colour. You can't change the full livery, but you could change like the red and the white on here. And then the white and the cab to like whatever colour you want. And it's the same radio system again. So if you were on the fire team, you use fire radio, and if you needed police to block the roads at a fire, obviously you could go here and let them know. The radio system works the same as the police team. You just press T to talk. And then we have the Y quick radio as well, which is the exact same. If this is a fire, you can press your en route, and then obviously when you're on scene, if you just press on scene, it will show you as on scene. Same with the police radio. I'm not going to go over it again, but obviously you can request the different things as well, like you could on police. And it's T to talk in there as well. But that is it for the fire team. Obviously fires will show up in big red text, or if you're on as ambulance, the fire and ambulance teams all show up like on the same on the fire radio, but obviously the ambulances wouldn't respond to the fires, or they might do, and obviously the fire department wouldn't respond to the ambulance calls, if that makes sense. But that is the fire and rescue team. Again, not too much. I really like the new fire station. It was added in the recent update. I think it's really nice. You have 5 different bays here, 6, and then obviously you have different stuff you can go into. But let's move on to the final team, which is DOT. This one we should be able to get through really quick. So again, enter your 3 or 4 number call sign, and then this is the DOT team. So obviously walking up here, you can change your loadout. You have only 2 uniforms in this one, then you have different gear, so different cones, chainsaw oil, absorbent, there's different calls you can go to, road signs, work lights, etc. Through here there's a little interior. This is where you can unimpound vehicles as well. So if your vehicle is left in the road, a tow truck driver can actually tow it. You can spawn in tow trucks and go and tow other people's vehicles, and then they can impound it back at the DOT place where we are now. So if your vehicle does get impounded, just spawn in another vehicle, come over here and unimpound it. And obviously you just have some computers in here. I did actually forget to show you in the police station that you can actually view some CCTV cameras of the entire map. They are a bit glitched right now since a new map update, so I wouldn't worry too much about them. And here obviously you can spawn your car. So we have the salt truck, for example, when it snows. We have the cone truck, which just has a bunch of cones. We have the tow truck, for example, where you can actually tow vehicles. And then we just have the normal pickup trucks, which have whatever in them. But the tow truck, you can only tow normal vehicles, not the fire trucks or limos or anything like that, just the normal vehicles. Out here, this is where you wouldn't impound the vehicles. And then obviously you can see these diesel things are fuel. There's one at the fire station as well, but they're fuel for the DOT and fire department vehicles. And the fuel here is a lot cheaper than at the fire station. So if you do need to refuel, I recommend using these, only if you're on the fire and DOT team, because it is cheaper. But if you're a civilian, then obviously you can't use them. It doesn't let you. Even if you can drive back here, it still doesn't let you use them. But yeah, that is the DOT team. So I think we've basically been through everything on here. We've been through all the different jobs. Obviously you got the roleplay jobs, as I've talked about. They're fairly simple. Most of them are just actual roleplay. You can't actually do anything. You can't get any money. You can on a few, but that is all I think for this beginner's guide. There is obviously a few things I forgot, a few things I would have missed off, but I did try and go through everything here. Now the raw recording for this video is about 45 minutes long. I'm not sure how long the actual video is, but it did take a while to record, and obviously I've been talking for a lot of it, so I've got a headache. So please like and subscribe for my misery. But yeah, obviously like and subscribe if you do enjoy it as well. If you did enjoy it, check out my other videos as well. I do a lot of ERLC videos and a lot of other videos on different Roblox games and even some GTA videos. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check them out. Yeah, check out everything else from the description as well. Check out my TikTok, check out my Instagram, Twitter, Discord server. Join that. I do loads of giveaways. But yeah, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you still made it this far, check out my merchandise in my Roblox group as well, by the way, loads of different colours. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye.